How much do you know about the first Thanksgiving as an American holiday? We all know the story that the children are taught, where the pilgrims make a feast and then they invite the Native Americans to come partake. And of course, that's a whole other story on its own. But did you know that George Washington used the idea of Thanksgiving to unite Americans? We were fresh off the heels of the American Revolution, and in Washington's first year as president, he issued a proclamation for Americans to come together in Thanksgiving. Sort of like, look how far we've come. Let's take a moment to reflect. This holiday was one Washington really believed in, and it wasn't the first time he promoted it. 12 years prior, when he was a general in the war, he held a day of Thanksgiving in December. However, despite Washington's fervent observation of Thanksgiving, he never made it a federal holiday. In fact, it wasn't until many years later, when Abraham Lincoln was president, that it became official. Nevertheless, on November 29th, 1789, Washington put on his best and rode out to church to a very little crowd. And that's probably because the weather was awful, so not too surprising. That didn't deter the president. Later on, Washington hosted an event just for the occasion, and he went into his own pocket to buy food and beverage. And who was he feeding? Prisoners. Talk about spirit of the season. While most people are more familiar with this story of Thanksgiving, it's also important to remember that Washington started the tradition of Thanksgiving as an American holiday, as a way to unite. Follow along for more stories about American history you may not know.